Hello, Marvel Legends fans. Welcome to the final Pulse Fan First Thursday Marvel stream of the year. We are, of course, the Hasbro Marvel Legends team joining you again. I am Ryan in marketing, and I am joined by my marketing bro, Dan, as well as my design bro, Dwight. What's up, bros?
Hey, bro.
Okay.
So happy holiday season to everyone.
Bro, did I tell you I saw a magical unicorn this year? Like just earlier this week, I saw Dan without a hat for like the first time maybe ever in his existence. It was a magical moment for me. It was an unhatted Dan. The man does have hair. Who knew? I didn't.
Wow. I love you guys too. It's been a while. Happy holidays, guys. Happy holidays.
You can see we're in the holiday spirit. This was the Christmas sweater that I ordered last year for last year's live stream, but it didn't arrive in time. So I sat on it the whole year so we could be with you again today. So Dan and I are in the spirit here. But guys, thank you for joining us. It's been a while since we last chatted, PulseCon, I believe. And so we've got a packed agenda today. We've got tons of reveals, tons of fun activities. So, buckle in and enjoy. So first up, speaking of holiday cheer, hope you guys are all enjoying Hawkeye on Disney Plus. We wanted to, in case you hadn't seen it, but we know you have, right? Go to the Hasbro Pulse Instagram account and check out the upcoming Marvel Legends Disney Plus renders for Hawkeye and Kate Bishop there. So we revealed them recently. Those will be figures coming out in an undisclosed, manner in 2022, but because the show is on air and the renders look so great, thanks to Tony and team, we wanted to share those with you. They're going to be awesome. So let's jump into the first thing on our agenda today here. So Doctor Strange, right? You guys probably already saw the news earlier today, but the Doctor Strange Legends movie wave has been revealed and should be up for pre-order. So let's just go through this really quick, hit the key beats here. So for the first character, right, in this wave, we're going to begin with the two comic characters. This was a character we revealed at PulseCon. He is Despair. This was the fan poll reveal winner, the villain here. So Dwight, really, really cool, fun character. We love when we can squeeze in some comic guys.
Yeah, it was fun. He was a relatively easy one to add into the mix, but it was cool to do him. He's got a really gross, kind of drippy, melty face, nice cheeseclothy, kind of torn and tattered cape, and he looks awesome just in the black and white color palette. So I like this one a lot more than I anticipated I would when we sat down and started it, because it was just so such a random beat. But I love how the figure turned out, and I think he's going to be really striking to go against Doctor Strange and all of your other heroes.
All right, so the next up is the second comic character. This is one that fans have been anticipating for a while. This is Sleepwalker. So first time Legends figure here. And this, guys, we will let you know when we hit on these teasers. So this was one of the figures that I believe I teased had a trading card in the 1991 Marvel Universe Series 2 set. So this is the first of that character. I think the second character is still to be revealed. But here you have Sleepwalker. And then jumping into the MCU figures, first up one was for the first Doctor Strange film. This is the Astral version of Doctor Strange, which is a pretty significant upgrade to the last one we did back in 2016, right, Dwight?
Yeah, this one's on a much improved sculpt, some really nice, textures and details to be way more film accurate than what we offered back then. And the last time we worked on Astral Form figure, we had never seen the film, so we didn't really know how that was going to be translated. So we just kind of had to guess using comic lore as kind of our guide. And I think this new version is far superior to the one that you saw back then, and it much more accurately depicts Benedict from the astral form, in the astral form from the first movie. So we think it looks really cool. He's still got his eye, and all the different colors of the translucencies work really well together. It was really hard to develop this figure at the beginning of COVID when we just left the offices. And this was one of the first ones that we had to try to tackle, which was a pain in the behind. But Kristen led the charge, and it turned out really, really cool. And I can't wait for you guys to see it in person, because I think it looks even better in person than it does on those images.
All right, so jumping into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the new movie figures. First up is the man himself, Doctor Strange, in his updated comic look. And I think this is probably my favorite Benedict Strange that we've ever done, Dwight. He's got some cool accessories. Do you want to speak to the new accessory pieces?
Sure. He's got multiple hands, like you would expect with the spell casting hands. I believe there's even some scarring on the backside of his hands on this figure, which is another detail that we didn't have on the early one. But now that we know that he's had all that surgery, there's some like little lines on the backs of his fingers, which is kind of a cool little just small detail. He's got a new cape. The eye is no longer floating there, but it's still present. And he has these different spell casting hands, which are really cool. They're a translucent orange, and the spells just attached to the fingers. So as you turn them around, there's all the through holes underneath the hands. It's a really well done and a cool accessory piece.
So the next figure up is a character that was in the first film, but he's back. This is Master Mordo. Don't know too much about his plot line, but he looks really cool, and he's got some cool weapons and some sweet hair.
He does have some sweet, awesome hair this time. So another upgrade to a character, a new costume for Mordo. He's got his staff. He's got another weapon that you'll see when you get a hold of him. And he definitely looks way more sorcery this time around. So I think you'll be happy to get this update for Mordo, and he looks really cool.
All right, next up is a first time in the MCU Legends figure, but a character that has now been in multiple films, including Shang-Chi most recently. But we've had him in the plan for a long time. Finally, in a Doctor Strange movie year, we are adding the first Legends Wong in his new kind of colorful tunic there with some great spell effects and a gigantic sword, which is always fun too.
Can't go wrong with a gigantic sword. So Wong here once again has alternate hands. You can see he's got his sling ring attached to the side of his waist sash, which is kind of cool. Just one of those, relic artifacts that are important to the lore. And he's got some alternate spell hands as well. The likeness on this one turned out really, really good. Super proud of it. I hope you guys think so as well. And he's even got some cool details on the underside of his gauntlet that you can see there that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about, so I'll just leave it as the picture, and we'll all learn a lot of amazing things together when we go and see this next awesome film.
All right, and the seventh figure in this wave movie base, she's a new character in the MCU, so we'll all be learning all about her together next year. But she's inspired by the comics. This is the MCU America Chavez, so a really fun. She looks great, and can't wait to see her on the big screen.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say anything because we don't know anything. So there you go. We got an awesome new America Chavez coming with a really stylish jean jacket with lots of really cool deco all over this thing. You'll see it when you guys get it in your hands, and it's got some cool tie-ins to characters' lore as well. So cool new figure.
Cool sneakers too, by the way.
Yeah, she got some nice scoots.
And then the Build-A-Figure, which is a character which we will again learn more, but this is Rintrah, right, Dwight? He is a very interesting looking character here.
Who doesn't want a Minotaur action figure in the MCU? So I think absolutely no one would raise your hands on that. So we've got a really awesome greenish Minotaur. We'll all learn a lot more about this guy soon, but he's pretty big. He's not massive in height, but the bulk and size of this character are pretty impressive. So when you get to put him in a lineup next to America and Steven and Wong, I think in Mordo, I think you'll really see it'll have this cool silhouette to him. Got these really nice big horns, decent range of motion on his neck, and you can kind of get him bending forward and back. He's got that ball waist hidden under his sash, so a decent amount of movement on this guy. Hooves, I think these are our first hooves in the universe. So yeah, got some cool stuff here, and he's gonna be a lot of fun to play with. So something weird and different, which is always fun to dive into, and I think this one turned out really, really cool.
Yeah, I think our first hooved Marvel Legends figure. So these should be available now for pre-order on the Hasbro Pulse and other retailers. You see all 7 figures here, so go out and get it. And yeah, we'll learn more about Doctor Strange and his friends here next year. Sticking with this film, though, there was one additional item that was revealed today and should be up for pre-order. This is the Target exclusive Defender Strange. So an interesting look for Doctor Strange here. And a really cool accessory. And so I actually opened a sample here to show you guys. But what you see there, well, so first, Dwight, tell them what is Doctor Strange standing in front of?
He's standing in front of the portal that you guys remember from all the times you've seen him enact with his spell casting and using his sling ring. You know, it always opens that big magical portal for them to step through. We most recently saw it in Shang-Chi with Wong using it. And it's just, you know, it's become such an iconic little like portal window. We thought it was about time to deliver it for you guys so you guys can have some cool diorama-esque pieces to set up your characters. You know, they use them all over the place at the end of Endgame. You know, it's got a lot of potential use in your dioramas and setups for tons of different characters, because so many of our heroes and, you know, that we know have all stepped through these things, and it's just really cool. And it's pretty big, like Ryan was saying, as you can see here with Steven in front of it.
So I got him here in real life. So this figure is about 6.5 inches tall, and the portal here is a circular, 7 inches all the way across from end to end. So it's a really fun set piece. It's one of the bigger Legends single accessories that I think we've ever really done. So that's a really fun tie-in, and it has to do with the new film. It'll go great with that as well. So there we have the Doctor Strange news for today. Again, this is a Target exclusive here in the U.S. And then sticking with Target, but shifting away from Doctor Strange, this is an item that I think should already be revealed and up as well. But this is a new deluxe Thor Ragnarok, but not the movie Ragnarok, the comic Ragnarok. Who wants to give the brief Cliff Notes version of what this guy is all about?
Yeah, he's created by Reed and Iron Man, I believe. And don't quote me on that. But I think it's awesome character. If you haven't read Civil War, you should read Civil War, because he has a really cool story plot there for you guys who don't know who this character is. But yeah, Dwight, why don't you take us through Ragnarok a little bit? He comes with cool accessories.
He does. He does have some new accessories. So he's very familiar. If you guys have the 80th anniversary, was it 80th? Is that right? Thor that we did a couple years ago. But we gave this one some nice upgrades for the cybernetic side of Ragnarok. So we gave him some evil glowy red eyes, because this is not a happy, nice dude. He's got the standard Millionaire, as you can see here. He's got alternate hands with the flesh ripping off of his right hand and a cybernetic left hand, and half of his face has been torn away to expose the metal structure underneath his flesh as well. So it's a pretty cool gross variation, and he comes with an awesome new spinning Millionaire accessory. This is the first time we've added this to the line. You can hold it and kind of flick it, and it will kind of spin around there as well, as if Thor was doing it himself or Ragnarok was doing it. And it's a really cool figure, big imposing size for Thor. And we left the normal head in there too, just in case you didn't have the last one. Now you can get a pretty cool looking Thor with some new deco and I don't know, some pretty cool, and once again, a rather large accessory with the spinning hammer.
Yeah, so a lot of configurations here between the two heads, the multiple hands, with the cybernetics kind of coming through there. And yeah, just to take a closer look, the right hand to hold the spinning hammer is on a vertical hinge, just of note, which is fun. And then, yeah, he can hold this, spinning hammer just as you would. And really fun. It's been, as Dwight said, it's been a piece we've been trying to add to the line for a while. All the Millionaires are very detailed. The one side has the inscription as well, and then you've got the cool little blue plastic for the spinning effect. So really, really fun for Thor. All right, so that is our comic Ragnarok. Target exclusive, should be available for pre-order now. And then one other item that's kind of tied to Thor, but also still in the comics. So this is a character that, again, so when we did the PulseCon fan vote reveal, that Despair won. The 3 options right were villain, hero, and then a character that had only been available previously in a San Diego Comic-Con item. So this would have been that clue. We're going to reveal it now. So this is Ulik. Here is a shot from the 2017 SDCC Battle for Asgard set that came with, Jane Foster, Thor, Bor, and some other characters. And he looks great, but he was only available in that one set, and that's, like 4 years ago now. So we're going to bring him back because he has to do with Thor in a big upcoming Thor year, and he's got a lot of updates that Dwight will take us through as we take a look at the new Ulik.
Yeah, the new upgraded Ulik has his necklace added that we didn't have on the prior version. He has 2 new head sculpts. Big evil grin with a massive underbite, some ridiculously oversized canines, which are pretty sweet. He's got an alternate roaring head, and he's got different hands now, as well as his hammer. So he's got, gripping hands, so you can have his left hand hold your action figures like arms or legs, and then he's got another C grip hand to hold his actual hammer or mace to lay the smack down on them. So a pretty cool new version of our favorite King of the Cave Trolls. So it's kind of cool to bring him out in comic form, because like Ryan said, you've only ever seen him once, and that was a really limited run quite a few years ago. So it's time for his big debut, and we think he looks awesome. Once again, hope you guys like this one too.
So this item will be a 22 release, not going up for pre-order today. So stay tuned for more pre-order details, and Ulik will be a Walmart exclusive. There you go. So stay tuned for more. And then, so a couple of other new reveals. I guess this one you've actually seen a little bit, but because Dwight had it on set at PulseCon, but we wanted to take a closer look first up at the Baron Zemo comic-based Walgreens exclusive here in the U.S. We have some additional product shots of him here holding his sword and swinging it around. Any thoughts on Baron Zemo, guys?
I just think it's a cool update for a villain. He's got such a great costume, and this is our second Zemo. Did we ever redeco the first one? I can't remember, but it's, our second build for a classic Zemo. We did the Brule version as well from Disney Plus last year or this year. Man, what year is it? I'm done. I'm tapped out, man. Let's wipe 2021 aside, and maybe you guys can, we can see each other hopefully in the future. Maybe in 22, we'll actually get together, at shows and things. And then you can tell me what I'm wrong about face to face, which is so much more enjoyable than reading it through comments. So.
Because then multiple people can at the same time tell you, all at once.
Pile on, baby. Pile on. But this is cool. I mean, Helmet Zemo here, he looks great. He's got the giant championship belt with a handle on top, which I don't understand, but there's just some things I'm not supposed to understand. It's just awesome because I guess this gives something to hold, so you can kind of gives you you can just kind of walk around if you're going to strut with that kind of belt, why not? But cool figure. So hope you guys will love adding him to your shelves too.
Here's an impact shot just real quick of Zemo. He will be the first Walgreens Legends exclusive. And this will be GameStop Canada, formerly EB Games. So there you have it, Baron Zemo. And sticking with this theme of supervillains, Dwight, why don't you introduce us to this next menacing character? He's a pretty gnarly looking guy here.
Mr. White Suit, huh? Yeah, this is we got Jigsaw here, and Jigsaw is one of those sleeper characters from the year that I never really would have thought about falling in love with as much as I have. But I will go on the records to say that this is one of the greatest, most insane face decos you guys have seen to this point on a Marvel Legends figure. So I don't know if I'm going to get it perfectly in focus on my camera, but this guy's head is all messed up. So it looks amazing. He's got stitches and staples all over his face. Even on the sides of his hair and the back of his head, you can see kind of the blood showing through his hair where he's all cut up and beat up. He's got his metal kind of neck brace collar, which is removable if you don't want to have it on there. And he comes with a whole pile of stabby boom boom accessories. So he looks cool. He's got his tricked out slightly off-white suit, and a really awesome villain that I think only once was added in the 2-packs. In the old Toy Biz day, there was a version of Jigsaw, and now here's an updated one for you guys to dive into.
So let's take a look at the impact.
Are you gonna start designing suits? You should. No, nothing. I was just gonna say, are you gonna start designing suits now, Dwight? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, the king of non-fashion is going to take on making suits. Yeah, hey, I'm happy, man. It's December, which means I'm in green jacket and green shirt mode. So I'll be wearing my traditional green for the next 4 months. So I'm loving it. Yeah, let's do it. That'll be my next career. Let's make some suits.
So this is coming to Walgreens and GameStop Canada later on in 2022. So now Dan is going to take us through our exciting anniversary coming up next year for Marvel Legends in 2022.
Yeah, guys. So last time we spoke, we were talking about the 20th anniversary for Marvel Legends, right? So we showed off the unparalleled Captain America, and then at PulseCon, we revealed the awesome 20th anniversary Iron Man. I love the head sculpt on that Iron Man as well. But we told you guys, I think Dwight mentioned it at PulseCon, that there are going to be more characters to come. 2 characters in particular. So today on this live stream, we're going to showcase one more character, and we're going to save the last character for another time. So you're going to have to hold on tight. And the way we're going to reveal it is going to be through our friend DGDX. He did our animation for us for our Iron Man wave earlier this year. So shout out to DGDX. And he created something that will reveal our next character within the 20th anniversary program. So let's go to the videotape. Yo, shout out to DGDX again for that great stop motion animation. Dwight, why don't you take us through this new 20th anniversary Hulk?
Dude, that video was sweet, man. I hadn't seen that before. That thing was really, really impressive. I love seeing what the awesome talents of our fans and partners out there can do with these things. So yeah, so Hulk, he's back. He's big. He's amazing. He's awesome. He's got a lot of amazing overshadow or overspray deco all across his body, torn elements and deco on his pants, and a couple amazing new head sculpts led by our team, Dan and Jan, to work with one of our buddies, Paul, to make these amazing new sculpts for Hulk's face, which both look amazing. He comes with a Mandroid head that's got a little bit of a busted lens, and he's got this awesome rock slide base that you can have him standing on as if he's stomping down. It's got like a gamma explosion, and the rocks are ripping up through the air. You can have him punching the ground. You can have him look. There's some foot pegs on it, so you can have other figures, pegged down like they're falling over or flying off into the air. A lot of fun stuff you can do with it. A lot of these figures back in the day came with some bases as well. And while all of ours come with a display base that has the comic versus backdrop art piece, we thought Hulk would be really, really cool to do that, something special with. And we thought that big rock explosion was a really cool piece to add to him, as well as these amazing new head sculpts.
Yeah, so again, this is part of that 20th anniversary collection that we're going to have in 2022, early next year. It's not part of a wave, so it's not all going to be coming out at the same time. There are going to be 4 different characters, and so you're going to have to wait on the last one. But again, this is our awesome new looking Hulk. It's going to be pre-orderable today at fan channel retailers, including Hasbro Pulse, at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to collect and commemorate and celebrate the 20 years of Marvel Legends, we really ask fans, this is your opportunity to collect Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk. And I think, we've said it, Toad is coming. So you're just going to have to wait until next year to see how Toad is going to come out. So guys, 20 years, man. Dwight, thank you so much for everything. I don't know really what to say besides thank you for all the supporters. Oh, Ryan, go for it, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that the Hulk, which I have here, he's very bulky, very heavy. The card here is the same size as Captain America and Iron Man, even though he's a larger figure. He takes practically up all the blister. So, when you, of course, get all 4 of the Marvel Legends Series 1 here, they'll all kind of line up nicely on your shelf. So same size. Sometimes Hulks and characters are on oversized cards, but this time it's all going to be consistent for those impact collectors wondering. So just wanted to clarify that.
Of course, Ryan would care about the impact collectors. So good for you, boss. I know Dwight. The first thing Dwight's going to do is going to rip it open. So that's all I know.
Yeah.
So moving on, guys, this is the most exciting part for me personally, and this is when me and Ryan get to kind of annoy Dwight a little bit, but we are going to go into our top 5 2021 favorite figures of the year. So we did this last year at our end of the year show as well. This is when we get to choose, our personal top 5 figures of the year, basically. This is a time where you guys can also, in the comment section, just, let us know what your favorite figures were. So there are certain rules, though, okay? So what you're not going to see in this draft pick is items that are technically 2022 items. So anything from the Spider-Man Retro Wave, you're probably not going to see. The X-Men animated VHS items and the 20th anniversary Marvel Legends items, you're not going to see them picked in our draft. But we do have a draft, and Ryan's going to start us off. The categories are the top favorite comic figure, right? So here, the hood. Top favorite MCU figure, right? Top favorite Build-A-Figure. Build-A-Bear here. We have a new category for top multi-pack. So any multi-pack. And the last category is going to be a wild category. And so we did an imaginary draft pick, lottery pick, and the lottery pick went to Ryan, of course. So he's going to have the first pick of our 2021 top 5 draft. So go for it, boss. What are you picking?
All the ping pong balls went my way. So a lot of pressure with this first pick. I'm looking at my draft board here. First pick, I'm going to go comic. And I'm going to go MODOK because I don't think he will make it back to me, and I really wanted him. This is our MODOK deluxe figure. Shout out again to Tony and Dwight for delivering such an awesome update. I don't have the Toy Biz one, so it was my first Legends MODOK, and I think he looks great. And he's always on my display shelf down there. We got a second crack at using a lot of him for the Rock and Roll MODOK exclusive. But I'm going to go with the mainline version there as my first comic pick.
All right, Dwight, you are pick number 2.
I'm pick number 2. I feel so special. I got Post-its this year. You guys be proud of me. Okay, so I'm going to go comic if you're going comic, Mr. Ting. And I'm going to counterpunch MODOK with classic Ultron from the Ursa Major wave. It was one of those characters that had never had its chance to sing in all of its classic glory. So the Kirby crackle element that can go in his mouth or be removed from his mouth and held in his hand like it's like a energy power up thing was I don't know. It was cool. It was a treat. It was awesome to get that guy all painted up in silver. And I think one of the best looking villains that we created for the year. So I'm going to go with Ultron for my comic pick.
Oh, man, he was on my list. Wait, MODOK too. All right. So here we go. So I get the last pick for this round. So my top comic pick, I'll stick with comic too, since you guys did comic, is going to be the modular Iron Man. I really feel like, I think for me, he was probably, you know how you guys like have some figures around you, like around your laptop, and you just pick it up and you naturally play with it. Every time I saw my laptop, like this was the figure that I kept picking up to play with. And so Dwight, credit to you and the rest of the team. I think he turned out awesome. And yeah, if you guys know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Iron Man, but this is honestly my favorite look of him. And yeah, he's my top favorite figure for comics. So that's mine. I have the next pick for the next round. So I'm going to go top MCU figures. So from the MCU this year, I already showcased one of the figures that I really loved, which was Scarlet Witch. But my pick is actually going to be the zombie Captain America. So I don't know if you can see here, but yeah. Dwight, shout out to you and the team. You actually you could like see through the leg there. Like, I just think this figure is so much fun to play with, and it opens the door to what Marvel Legends zombies can be. So that is my top MCU figure pick of this year.
Nice. Best
Dwight, you are
buy
next.
through hole for the year. Okay. you moved to MCU, so I'll follow suit. My top MCU pick for the year is Mcu America, because I think this giant chunk of plastic metal is just, it's too good. Back pistons, removable parts, smoking effects for the barrels, the overall size and scale of this figure, the clear lens over his reactor in his chest, everything about this figure came together, absolutely perfectly for me anyways. And I absolutely love this big man. He's huge. He's impressive and awesome in all the right ways that you want your plastic robot overlords to be. And I think Ironmonger is one of my favorite ones of probably all time. Maybe that's something we got to do at one point. What's our all-time favorites down the road? But I think Monger is definitely my top pick for the MCU for this year. Mr. Ting, what do you have, my friend?
Sorry, guys, I'm getting a call from the commissioner's office. They're saying Ironmonger was in the Obadiah Stane 2-pack, so that's actually a multi-pack selection, Dwight. So you can still make that pick, but it is for your multi-pack, so you can do another MCU character later on. Just, we can't fight these things. There's rules and regulations.
Rules and regulations are bogus. I don't think that was made clear, and I'm going to protest this entire rest of this thing. You guys are.
It's still your pick. It's still the pick. Yeah. It's So I'm actually. That's rough. I'm going to stick MCU. There's a bunch of options. I think there's one that I kind of want to say jokingly, but I want to, get as many fan votes for winner as I can today. So I'm gonna go Scarlet Witch that Dan showed off. I have her here too. I think this is the best Elizabeth Olsen likeness that we've done, and it's a great costume. Loved the series. We were kind of, my reasons are kind of story based, and in addition to great, awesome figures, it has been a while in 2021 January before we had any new Marvel entertainment, right? And WandaVision was the first show back at the beginning of this year, the first thing to premiere on Disney Plus. It was so different and weird and cool, and then that's finally seeing her in this kind of hero costume at the end there, and the final episode was really great. And so yeah, those are some of the reasons why I really like this figure. So Scarlet Witch will be my MCU pick to close out round 2, and then I think I start the next one, right?
Yep.
So my first pick for round 3, I'm going to move categories. I am going to go to, where am I going to go? I will go to Build-A-Figure, and I'm going to pick our AOA Colossus here. Stiltman was going to be my runner-up, but Colossus is my pick here. We haven't done a Colossus Build-A-Figure ever. The first one was in like the Warlock wave, just as like the modern look, and then we did the Juggernaut 2-pack. So I think allowing us to do a Build-A-Figure let us make him super huge. He's big, and I'm kind of cheating, but I'm kind of getting credit for Kitty Pryde, AOA, and this wave too. They go so well together, so I love having them in the AOA display. So that
Okay,
is
so
my
you can
third
cheat.
round pick.
You can cheat and share and
This is still the pick. Just this.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. No, I'm
Call
down
the
with that.
commissioner.
You know, who am call the commissioner?
All right, Dwight.
So
It's
Dwight,
you.
you're up.
I'm up. What do we do? I have no idea what's going on anymore. You guys have already lost me. All right. I had Monsieur Colossus, Peter Rasputin down as my Build-A-Figure, so I have to go to the tape. Thank you, Ryan, for providing a tape, or I'd be absolutely lost. All right, if I can't go with a giant metal pirate, then I'm going to go with a ridiculously oversized bear man, because why not?
Ooh.
So if I have to pivot, I'm going to pivot to Ursa Major, because giant furry bear guy, Russian. I mean, what else do you need to say? Who got teased in some Black Widow, right? It was Black Widow.
Yeah, in the prison.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the prison, the non-bear version. So, I'm going to go with Ursa Major, working on a giant furry bear man that gives me the potential to create a grizzly somewhere down the line. That's a win. So I'm going to go with Ursa Major for my Build-A-Figure.
Oh man. All right, you guys took, man, I thought you were going to pick something else, Ryan. Okay. I originally wanted to pick Colossus as well because, I love AOA. And then I was going to pick Ursa for my backup, but now I'm going to go with a different Build-A-Figure that I love, which is the Armadillo. I don't know how we ended up with an animal-themed Build-A-Figure wave here, but this is honestly an awesome Build-A-Figure, and I keep dropping everything that I pick up. So why don't we go to the next round? So the next round is going to be me. I'm going to go with our favorite multi-pack. So I know the commissioner called out Dwight already for his Ironmonger multi-pack. I'm going to not really cheat, but I'm going to choose the multi-pack that is a PulseCon exclusive, which is the MODOK World Tour of Destruction, Rockabilly MODOK here. I love the accessories that he comes with. Who doesn't want cheeseburger firing accessories? And I'm a big fan of Next Wave. So my multi-pack of the year is our PulseCon exclusive that I think is still available on Hasbro Pulse, MODOK World Tour multi-pack. So that's me. Dwight, I think you're up next.
Okay, I am not going to mention my category because I'm a firm believer in, cheat to win. So I'm going to go with my original pick for multi-pack, which was Excalibur, because I was really, really loving getting a chance to make the original Shadowcat and the Megan for the first time ever, and a fun version of Captain Britain with the facial hair that I'm trying to match. I gotta let the stash grow out a little bit, but I'll get there. Maybe by the time we get together at con season, I can't back that up. My wife would have left me by then. So that's not going to happen. But the Captain Britain with sword and that 2-pack or 3-pack was my favorite multi-pack for the year. So you guys can just, when you get around to posting these things, you can just put red X's through my stuff, and you guys can, disqualify me, whatever you need to do.
Well, Dwight, now the Players Union is going to have to get involved because things are getting crazy. I was going to pick Excalibur next for my multi-pack, but if you took it, that's okay. I will go to my backup, which would be the X-Force multi-pack, Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and Shop Disney as well. That was a really fun set to do because of this guy, Cannonball with legs and a non-screaming head. We've heard about, a lot of fans wanted that back in 2019 when the first Cannonball came out, and we've kind of been teasing that, and we've always had it in our back pocket to put out. And then, doing an all-new Richter, a 90s Richter to complete or get close to completing that X-Force team was fun as well. So I believe both Excalibur and the X-Force pack are probably still available. If you guys haven't gone out and get it, I think they're shipping, or if they haven't already. So that'll be my pick, X-Force.
All right, last round, Ryan. It's all you. What is the
last round
wild?
is me. That's right, wild. So I'm gonna just get crazy here, and because it is a wild card category, I'm gonna move on from 6-inch, and I just knocked over one of my Hawkeye figures. That's okay. But what I'm gonna pick are Legends Premium Role Play Eye of Agamotto.
Ooh.
This thing is so fun. Oh, it was off. I had it on to begin the stream, but yeah, you know, it's got a awesome display stand. It's got a full length what do you call this, necklace to wear around you, and then see if I've charged it enough. But then when you open it, it glows green, and the time stone comes out. This is just really fun. Don't let the size of the box fool you. It is the holiday season, so you know sometimes the best things come in little small packages there, but it's a super fun item. My son loves it. Looks great for display, and we know Doctor Strange is going to have a pretty important role in the coming films, it would appear. So everyone needs their Eye of Agamotto. That is my wild card.
Oh, I was not expecting that. Dwight, you are up next, my friends. Your last pick. What is your wild pick?
Okay, I would have picked the Eye of Agamotto, but I don't have one. You've not given me one yet, so I'm going to go with a friend fail on Mr. Ting, and I guess I'll move on to something else then. So my wild card pick is, how can you not pick an action figure that you can be and aspire to? So my pick for the year is Peter B. Parker. Was my Halloween costume of 2020, and it's just kind of if I was going to be a superhero, that is my best shot at achieving that in reality. So from Into the Spider-Verse, from the Stiltman wave, Peter B. Parker, an amazing action figure. I absolutely love the styling of those figures, being inspired by the film, which was absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, shame on you, and hang up now. Do you hang up internet things, or is that old man Dwight talking again? Either way, you figure out, unplug your computer, throw it in the sink, whatever. Don't hold me responsible for that. Don't actually throw things in sinks. That's not what they're there for. But Peter B. Parker, that's what I would do. I mean, he's actually, look, I kind of got Peter B. If I got Peter B. wearing a red Magneto shirt, I got my green thing. So there you go.
Well done. I'm surprised, guys. I was convinced you were going to pick Surtur and Ryan was going to pick Quicksilver at some point. But okay, last pick. And thank you, fans, for indulging us with this top 5. Let us know in the comments, what are your top 5s according to the categories? And let us know on social after this live stream who won. So my last pick is a character that I believe we will be seeing more in the MCU. I loved her face sculpt, and I love the innovation that we are bringing to female characters this year. So Riri Williams, Ironheart, with the double jointed elbows. I love this figure. Along with Modular Iron Man, she was always on my desk the entire time. And anytime that I was bored or not paying attention to Ryan in a meeting, I was playing around with her. And yeah, this face sculpt is amazing. Yeah, so that is my wild pick. And thank you, fans, for, again, indulging us, letting us pick our favorite figures for 2021. I know the draft, Dwight is definitely not going to be prepared again for 2022, but let's do it again in December. And yeah, we'll officially get the commissioner to write down the rules better so that we can pretend like we've read them at some point. So let us know after this live stream who won. And don't worry, we have more things to show you, so stick around. Ryan, let's take them through some waves, man.
That's right. As a special reward for sitting through that last 10 minutes or whatever, we are going to reveal an entire wave of 22 Legends. No pre-order for this, but it's gonna be amazing. So let's jump right in. There's a team out there, pretty popular. You may have heard of them. Dan is wearing their hat and their sweater, the X-Men. So here is your X-Men 22 wave. So first up is Vulcan. We talked about him in depth at PulseCon. You know, a friend of the Marvel team, David Nakayama, even did a sketch for us, and we chatted with him about this. So here you have Vulcan in his all new base body there, right, Dwight?
Yeah, all new base body, butterflies, pinless arms and legs, better proportioned anatomy. You know, our non-emperor version of Vulcan looks awesome. A great way to start this wave, man, in my opinion. An awesome kind of, if you guys didn't know Vulcan was coming, I think it would be a little bit of a wild card, kind of surprising you. But I think once you get it in hands, you're going to be super happy with him. And it's an awesome new body that we'll be using for quite a while going forward. And yeah, he's really sweet.
All right, so the next character, if for those keeping track, this was the third PulseCon clue as an all-new hero for Legends. So this is going to be Darwin of the X-Men. So now all the PulseCon reveals, or the PulseCon fan vote reveal options have been shown. So here we have Darwin with his kind of creepy head sculpt there and fingers. But I think he was actually part of that like secret X-Men team with Vulcan originally. But what else do we have to say about Darwin here?
I think you are right. That's where I'm familiar with this character anyways, was from that run with that team. He's just, you know, he's a little bit lanky. He's a little bit more lean body type, but makes sense for the character. He's got fists and he's got those alternate really long, stretchy kind of fingers and the really creepy kind of, you know, it looks kind of like, you know, a stereotypical kind of alien-esque head shape with the big oversized eyes, but a cool, weird character, super powerful, you know, awesome, you know, power set. You know, Ryan, I'm sure you could whip out like card stats if there were any on this character, you know, but a cool, odd, another odd mix. This is that wave I told you guys about that I doubted any of you guys could ever pick what this entire wave is. If we, you know, had a giant poll, I don't think a single one of you would have come up with the entire wave, because it's a awesome, weird mix of amazing characters. And a lot of new characters. You've already seen 2 first time ever in the line. And guess what, guys? We got a few more first time evers in this wave too, because they're behind me.
We do. Speaking of which, the next one is not, but he's still a very awesome character we love, of course. This is Wolverine, and a specific version of him from when he kind of came back. And he's got some interesting looking claws there.
Yeah, he's got his superheated, glowing claws. So these are kind of a milky, translucenty yellow kind of color. So for you photographers out there, you'll have a lot of fun putting some backlight onto these things and having his claws really, really glow for your awesome photography. He's got a really, you know, a vivid yellow and dark blue with some black shoulder pads. It's just a cool look. You know, it's another different variation of his costumes, but something kind of fun and different. And the glowy heating up claws was kind of a fun new effect for him.
So we're going to move on from a more modern style Wolverine to a character associated with him, Saber Tooth. But this is actually one of the, I think, you know, classic looks for Saber Tooth here.
Yeah, we slimmed down Saber Tooth. We know we still have some big monstrous versions that we need to get to, but if you look back in the comics, the first appearance of Saber Tooth, he wasn't all that large. So we used our Grim Reaper, Captain America base kind of body for this Saber Tooth, and he's got all of his fur tufts on his shins and forearms and collar, and a really nice head sculpt with some cool photoreal technology on the inkjet, and he's really a nice addition. You know, a first time of us tackling his first appearance, and we think it looks great. And you know, it'll be weird, I'm sure, when you guys see him for the first time, because you know he's been so large in all of our toys in the past. But I think it's more accurate to how he was first depicted. And don't worry, guys, we'll get to those big giant monster versions of him down the line. We've heard you guys ask for a saber tooth on like that Omega Red body, so we'll get to it. You just gotta give us a beat.
That's right. I just looked it up here. Iron Fist 14, 1977. The first appearance of Sabretooth. He is much more slim than some of the later iterations. So that is Sabretooth. Up next is a fun character. First time she has been in Legends form. This is Siren.
Yeah, so we have Siren here. I really wanted to. I wish I could have got you ahead of time and teased this one out, because I would have been like, "Oh, look who's coming! Look, look! Oh, oh, oh!" And then I would have shown that, and they would have been like, "Oh, you jerk!" No Banshee yet, but we're keeping it in the family. So we got Siren here. She's got this awesome fabric cape, which will allow you to move and play as you would want to with her. So we kind of looked at, do we do it in plastic? How do we accomplish this? And we netted out on fabrics, because we thought it just allowed you to have the most accurate way of playing with this for now. It looks really nice. Hannah and the team did an amazing job working to help us figure this out. The head sculpt is really, really beautiful. And we've actually made some extra pieces for her that hopefully we'll get around to using the next time we figure out a place to bring her out. So, but she looks cool. She's got like kind of her angry hands when she's like flying through the air, and a cool first time addition once more to your shelves.
We have a strict one Cassidy character per year. So last year was Black Tom Cassidy. This year is Siren. So I'm sorry we couldn't get to Banshee. But the next character, classic X-Men hero, I think in a very classic look. Here we have Havoc with some really fun pieces. So this is just the base design with that. I don't know how you would describe that, but that original helmet there.
I love when you were hinting, Dwight. You're like, it's a puddle. You're like, it's a puddle.
Yeah, this was the puddle from PulseCon, guys. What do you guys think? Do you like it? It's a pretty awesome way to power up Alex here. So, we've made a few different power effects in the past, and none of them, they were fine for what they were, but none of them really portrayed Havoc's, ridiculous plasma-based powers. And we thought it was about time that if we revisited the classic look to figure out a way to do something really special with him. So here's Havoc all powered up with his double blast for his wrist, and a really massive power effect signature for his back, which is just a real simple plug-in, just like you've seen on many other action figures that we've done. Just has a little post, got the hole on his back, plugs right in. You can kind of rotate it around to have the powers however you want to display them. And then he's got the wrist ones as well that you can kind of put on his wrist to give the extra, energy, getting ready to launch out of his hands and blow away some bad guy standing right in front of him.
All right. So the seventh figure was also teased at the very end of PulseCon on that little turntable you guys had with some of the accessories there. But this is first time Legends character. Very interesting design. Who do we have here, Dwight?
We have Maggot, and Maggot is on the Hercules sized body. He's a little bit bigger. What was he? I think Tony was telling me he was a Joe Mad design back in the day. So he was a bit bigger, a bit more awesomely, ridiculously oversized in proportions. He will come with his two slugs, Eenie and Meenie. I've lost one of them already because that's what I do, but he's really cool. The one wraps around his forearm, the other one can just drape onto his shoulder, and they can come off so they can wrap around other characters or whatever you want with them. But they have these really creepy red eyes and all the little legs on the underside of them. So a cool, weird character who likes to carry around his digestive system with him. I don't know. I didn't write it.
It's an awesome power set. Awesome power set.
All right, and before we reveal the Build-A-Figure, we'll remind you that in one of our many streams here, a clue that I think it was Dwight gave, right, was there will be a figure that does not have legs kind of coming. So we are going to reveal that character here today. The Build-A-Figure for this wave, I think it's an early contender for one of my favorite figures we have coming in 2022. But let's take a look, Dwight, and share your thoughts on him here.
Yeah, we got Bone Breaker. I'm super stoked for this guy. You guys know how much I love my Reavers, and my Australian cyborgs are just jonesing for more love. So last year we added Lady Deathstrike. A year or two before that, we added Skullbuster. So we've got and we got Donald Pierce in the Hellfire set. So we're chipping away at them. But this is our Build-A-Figure for the year. It is Bonebreaker. He's got some barrels on the backside of him. He's got the barrels on the backs of his platform pop off, so you can have him run them over them or just display them. He's got a hatch on the back of his tank tread that you can put in alternate his extra hands in there, just kind of for storage. The gun on the front rotates up, down, a little bit left, a little bit right, and we've cored out the barrel. So if you have any of those other blast effects or repulsor effects, you can plug in there to give him some extra flash. And his upper torso is fully articulated. Pop it off the tank so you guys can see. You know, he's got what you'd expect, the normal articulation, awesome head sculpt. The glasses even kind of pop up on his head, which is kind of cool and fun because he's such a weirdo. And he snaps right back onto the treads. And you've got this awesome tank, man. Bear, I know you're out there somewhere. I couldn't make these treads actually roll, but I know, I gave you so much years of grief when you were on G.I. Joe over not having functioning treads. So I at least made them look like they were functioning treads. So they are a secondary piece. We just don't have them able to roll around. But you can make the sounds and still run over your action figures. But it's a really cool figure. I'm loving him. I can guarantee at this point in time, unless I get beat to him, he will definitely be in my top 5 of next year somewhere. And I think he's a really, really fun oddball to add to your Reavers to battle your X-Men.
He will be your multi-pack pick for 2022. No, but a note too on that last picture, the glasses are pegged in and can go up and down, and you won't lose them. So that's a really fun touch. Yeah, so his eyes are fully decoed, so you can really get that crazy expression with the glasses rotated up. And then I have one too here, and that little hatch that Dwight was talking about for storage, I was just playing with it, and if you actually push it up, the barrels fall off, which is I think an unintentional, but it's a cool toyetic action feature that we don't really do in the Legends line. So that was really fun. I did it by accident, but love this guy. He was in the X-Men arcade game, right? So we've got I look forward to seeing a bunch of fans displays with that team. That was the Brown Wolverine, the Outback Dazzler, Cyclops, Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler. I believe were the set, right? So that is the X-Men wave. That is going to be a 2022 wave. It is not up for pre-order now. Stay tuned for more news next year. We just really wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Anything else you guys wanted to say before we go into the home stretch here?
I wanted to just say thank you to all the fans who supported us throughout 2021. And stay tuned for 2022. It's going to be awesome. Have a happy holidays. That's it for me.
Yeah, happy holidays to everybody. Hope you guys get to spend a lot of time with family and friends and toys, most importantly. Coming in 2022, you'll be greeted with a giant space devourer. So, stay tuned for that guy. He's on the horizon. Ooh, that's a good one. Literally, he's on the horizon, coming in there. So big Galactus is on the way. And we've got a ton of awesome surprises still yet to come. Ryan and Dan keep a tight leash on me to not let me talk too freely, too quickly, but a lot of amazing stuff. The team's having a blast working on the stuff. We love that you guys are supporting it in such a major way. I don't know, man. 20 years of Marvel Legends. I don't know if we can get 20 more, but fingers crossed. I'm willing if you guys are. So, but that means you guys have to stay with me. You two knuckleheads can't go get promoted off into VP land anytime too quickly and then leave me behind, because that's what happens with all my marketers. They all leave me eventually. So you're not allowed to go anywhere, guys. I love you.
We're here, Dwight. We're here. And in that vein, I just wanted to say thank you again to the collectors, fans of Marvel Legends. We had a really great year. Thank you for supporting Galactus, of course. Thanks for all the content creators out there who do streams and videos and reviews. And, we love hearing the feedback, so keep that coming. Quick thank you to our friends at Marvel, of course, Mr. Jesse Falcon, Ryan Panagos, and all our Marvel friends. And again, guys, we're just the the 3 knuckleheads, as Dwight said, that get to come on camera and share some stuff with you. But there's a whole bunch of team in Rhode Island and in Hong Kong and in other offices. So, it's a total team effort from packaging, engineering, everything you can think of. So thank you to that team. Thanks to the Pulse team, right? Sarah, Evan, and Liv amongst them. And then thanks to the folks behind the camera who produce all of these live streams for you throughout the entire year. The LFB team, Kevin, Greg, Adam, and all those folks. Thank you guys as well.
And a quick note for Hasbro Pulse shoppers, if you place an order between now and January 14th, you can receive 1 month of Disney Plus, and this offer is good for new and eligible returning subscribers. So go check that out.
With that, we have one last time to tease for you, as we like to do. Let me just get it here. Let's find it here.
So.
What is it? Here it is. I have a lot of junk in there, but this.
I see what you did there.
Interesting piece. I don't know.
It looks like you stole something from my office.
I may have. I asked Dwight if I could borrow it, to be fair. All right. Thank you guys. As always, stay tuned to the Hasbro Pulse for the latest Marvel Legends news and pre-order information. Thank you for joining us. Happy holiday season and New Year's to everyone. We will see you again in 2022.
Peace.